Okay, so hi YouTube. I am Tash'Jae Mays, a 15-year-old teen mom. I got pregnant when I was 14 years old, and my son is 4 months, soon to be 5. I honestly just wanted to get on here to say, like, teen parenting is nothing to be ashamed of. Teen moms, young people, young women with kids, like, it's honestly nothing to be ashamed of. There's plenty of teen parents, teen parents out here parenting way better than adults. Like, literally. I've seen it myself. I know that I'm a good parent. Like, can't nobody tell me I'm not a good parent. Nobody does for me. Nobody does for my child. And I'm not saying like I'm just an independent 15-year-old teen mom. No, I'm not. I still do get took care of. I'm not in the worst situation. There are worse situations out there. I'm not saying my story is the worst. I'm not asking for sympathy. I honestly just want to tell my story and just let people know like they not alone. Like it's honestly crazy how many, like, I just think about, like, I thought I was going through hell my pregnancy. Like, it was the most depressing time of my life, and I'm finna cry talking about it. Like, it was so bad for me. Like, I was going through so much, like, everything just stacked on top of everything. Like, it was very stressful. So I just wanted to get on here and tell my story. So that's what we gonna do. So I got pregnant. No, we gonna start here. So I met this boy when I was 13. I met him like January 30th, January 31st of 2019. I already knew of him, but I met him personally on January. No, actually, I didn't even meet him then. We exchanged numbers. Yep, we did. I got his number and we talked for 2 days. This was January 30th or 31st, right? So we were never supposed to end up in a relationship, or neither were we supposed to end up with a kid. But honestly, it is what it is. So we met he gave me his number, or whoever gave who number, I honestly don't remember. It was January 30th or 31st. He came over and we were supposed to have a one-night stand, and this was on, I'm gonna say February 2nd, or yeah, I think it was February 2nd. Yep, but we kept talking, we kept doing what we did, and honestly it just carried on to be more. We grew feelings for each other, I guess. I grew feelings for him, I know. And on February, I asked him, no, this is what happened. So at like one of the times after he was with me, he left, and I was texting him like, I really like you, I don't want you to leave me, I want to be together, blah blah blah. I don't remember the specifics, but I know it was something of that sort. And honestly, he told me that's what made him like stay. Like, he never had nobody to say anything or do anything like that to him. Like, honestly, he just felt something different. Like, I don't want to get on here and I just don't want to get on here and say anything wrong or switch up anything. I'm just going off of what I remember. So yeah, so February 15th, 2019, that's when he asked me to be his girlfriend. And we just carried it on. Like, it just went on. October 2019, I got pregnant. Wait. Yeah, that's when I conceived. Yeah, so I got pregnant in October. And I found out I was pregnant in October. I think so. Yeah. So we found out I was pregnant, and the first person I told, I think it was my dad's baby mom's daughter. She was 12 at the time. And I was living with my dad. My dad has never really been in my life. Like it's always been a there's always been a barrier between us with him and his relationship. He has other things going on. So there's always been like there's never been a real relationship between me and my dad. So I was staying with well actually I wasn't staying with my dad. I was staying with his baby's mother, his girlfriend, I guess so. So I was staying with her. It's her house. He stayed with her too. So I was staying with them. I got pregnant, and the first person I told was his baby mama's daughter, right? Because that's literally all I had in that house. Like I was so depressed living there. Like y'all don't understand. I was so depressed living there. Like there was times where I would just be laying down, and I would just hear and I would just there would be times where I'd be laying down in my room, and I would just hear his baby mom talking about me or saying something about me. My dad too, honestly. It was really bad for me. And all I had was my baby daddy. So I got pregnant, and it was what it was. Nobody knew. Honestly, my plan was to hide my pregnancy until I felt comfortable enough to bring it out, to tell my mom, my dad, my family. That was what my plan was, to hide my pregnancy and tell them on my own. But this right here, this is what happened. Okay, so my dad and his baby's mother got into an argument, right? So she found out I was pregnant, I guess, because mind y'all, I said that the only person I told was my dad's baby mother's daughter. She's only 12. So her mama got her to tell her that I was pregnant, right? So mind y'all, my dad and her broke up. Y'all gotta listen to this. So her and my dad broke up, right? So me and my dad, we leave and go to my grandmother's house because they got into an argument or whatever. So we leave, and while I'm there, I'm laying in the bed, and I get a text message from her talking about, are you pregnant? I know you're pregnant. I seen the pregnancy test, blah, blah, blah. But look, guys, I did not leave any pregnancy test at her house. I didn't leave any pregnancy test anywhere. I threw them away in the big dumpster outside, and she claimed she saw me, but she did not see me. I made sure she did not see me. So for her to text me talking about, you pregnant? Oh, you could tell me. I won't tell your dad. Anything we talk about stays between me and you. So I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm pregnant. This and this and that. So next thing I know, my dad is in the living room at my grandmother's house, and he knows I'm pregnant. And I'm just like, what? So basically what happened was, she used me to get back to my dad. She used me to bring him back. I guess that's what it was, because honestly I felt like that was so wrong. I'm 14 years old. I'm 14 years old, pregnant, right? My first pregnancy ever. And I trust you enough to tell you that I'm pregnant and you go and tell my dad? Like, I just wanted to tell them on my own time. I wanted to tell my parents on their own time. Like, it's always been drama between me, my dad, his baby mom, her family, my family, my dad's other kids. It's always been an issue between everybody because she's a very selfish female. I've seen it myself. Like, when I was staying with her, she would just take my dad away. Like I was so alone. Like, I felt like I was just staying in I felt like I was I felt like I was living a Cinderella life. Like, I was a fucking just nothing. Like, there was days where they would just sit in the living room and talk about me, and I would just be laying there like, wow. Like, I honestly didn't know what to do. I didn't have anyone. I didn't have anyone to talk to. It honestly was just the worst time for me. They put me out, and I had to go stay with my grandmother because I was pregnant. They put me out. They talked about me on Facebook pages, and she's an adult, like literally an adult, pushing 40, old as dirt. I'm only 14 years old, and honestly, it was just so bad for me. Like, they honestly did me so bad, and I could never forget my dad for this because all he had to do was talk to me. Like, we never had a conversation about my pregnancy. We never talked. We never sat down. Like, it was just always him, her, tell me. Me, her, tell him. Like, we never had one-on-one. It was always her sending messages back and forth, and I felt like that was so wrong. Like, she would tell me, she would come in my room and tell me, like, just tell your dad you don't want an abortion. It's okay. I'll put him out before I put you out. This and this and that. And I honestly feel like it was all, like, planned. Like, it was all scripted. Like, it was all just very wrong. Like, that's, like, I was so hurt. Like, honestly, hurt. Because I'm living with my dad. I'm living with my father. Your father's not supposed to let anything in the world hurt you. Like, I'm sitting here living with my dad, and you, my father, goes and talk about me, do me wrong to these people, right? But then, like, when they not around, he wanna be I'm the best dad in the world. Like, so yeah, honestly, that's all. My mom, she was there from the jump. She was just mad at me because I was pregnant. I understand, like, there's a reason for her to be mad. Like, her 14-year-old daughter is pregnant. Like, I understand why she was mad, and I understand why my dad was mad, but just talk to me. Like, you don't have to go through anybody else. Like, you're my father. Honestly, I just felt like that was wrong. I'm over it now, but it took me a while to get over it. Like, my whole pregnancy was the worst. Like, from getting put out my dad's to having to go live with my granny, to go here and there and there. It was honestly bad. And then I had school, I had doctor's appointments, I had to do so much, and it was just so depressing. Just knowing like everybody mad at me. Nobody is gonna want to, like, it was honestly the worst. And honestly, I just feel like everybody just turned on me. Family wise, like my dad, my grandmother, like this lady literally would just go to people and just sabotage me, like just throw me under the bus. And I just, like, I don't understand. Like, she doesn't like me because what her, my mom, and my dad has going on. And I honestly feel like that doesn't have anything to do with me. From the jump, when I started living with her and my dad, because my mom didn't have a place. Honestly, she didn't. So I went to go stay with them until my mom got her stuff together. And honestly, from the jump, I already knew it wasn't going to work. Every time she got drunk, it would just be like, she would go to my dad like, oh, your kids ain't shit, your kids this, your kids that. And it was honestly the most hurtful thing that I ever had to go through. Like, from, just imagine living with your father and it's somebody in there hurting you, and your dad doesn't do anything about it. Like, you literally just have to sit there. You don't, like, you can't say nothing. He in my face talking about be quiet. You don't talk to no adult like that. But I honestly, and I'm over it. No, I don't want anybody to feel bad about anything, because honestly, it's honestly just gonna make me a better woman at the end of the day. I'm gonna continue to do me. I'm gonna continue to live my life. I'm gonna continue to carry on, take care of my child. So yeah, that's really all. Like, that's really all. That's my story. It was honestly the worst, but like, I really wish that, I don't know, like, I honestly, like, I've always been a daddy's girl. Always been. Like, I will always get mad at my mom. I was the kid that'd be like, call my daddy, I want to go with my daddy, when I got mad at my mom. Because I honestly feel like I'm living with my mom. I'm, like, honestly, I used to get whoopings. I used to be mad at her. Like, I would be tired of her. And I never dealt with my dad, so I didn't know what kind of person he was. I didn't know his true colors. I didn't know how he actually felt about me. So I used to always, like, I want my dad. And my mom used to always be like, he don't care about you, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I just honestly feel so bad for my mom, because I did her so wrong. I did her so wrong. Like, I put these people before her, and they did nothing but hurt me. Nothing but hurt me. Like, I would never forget anything to do with my pregnancy. Like, it honestly was the worst thing I ever had to go through. Like, it was worse than labor. And that's why I love my son so much. Like, that's why I kept him. Because while I was going through all of that, it's like, he was all I had. Like, I didn't want to abort him. I don't have nobody. I'm pregnant. I'm 14. my dad talking about, my dad told me not to talk to him until I turned 18. Like, I honestly didn't know what to do. I kept my son because I wanted to. I kept him because I felt like it was right for me. And it was. Like, now I look at him every day. Well, not every day, but I have thought to myself, like, I am very glad I did not abort him. Like, I am honestly blessed. I am so happy that I did not listen to nobody. I'm so happy that I did not let anybody get to my head. Because without him, I don't know where I'll be. I don't know. I probably would still be depressed to this day if it wasn't for my son. Like, he's got me through so much. He's got me over so much. Like, I've grown so much. Like, literally, I've changed. I'm like a new person. Like, and yeah, that's honestly my story. And yeah, if you have any questions or comments, just leave a comment, please. Like this video, share.